Hey, and welcome to Lemon Drops, brought to you by the Smoky Lemon crew. We'll be talking branding, marketing, and everything in between. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's drop in.
Welcome along and back to Lemon Drops. And today we've got a community podcast. We like to do these from time to time to showcase some of the wonderful groups and organisations within our community. And today I have a friend of mine, Michelle Ramage from Roderique Hope Trust. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for having me, Anna. Thank God. It's good to finally get you in here and talk about it, because Roderique Hope Trust does some amazing things. So this is just all about a bit of an authentic chat and showcasing the vital mahi that Roderique Hope does, and the people behind it as well, which is awesome. General Manager? Yeah. Yes. How long have you been there for? So we first started Roderique Hope Trust in 2016, and we were umbrellaed by a social service in the community for the first 5 years. And at the start of 2022, we essentially went it alone, and I stepped into the GM role. So we hold a number of government contracts now and have 11 staff. Wow. Okay. And so what do you guys do there? So what you do? Yeah. So Roderique Hope Trust are a local housing charity. We have a range of services that we provide to the community. So we have transitional housing. So essentially what we do for transitional housing is we rent houses off the open market, private owners, and we provide that house for a family who is homeless. Right. So a whole raft of circumstances will have happened for that family to become homeless. Yeah. And so they come to us via work and income. And we work with them. We call it intensive wraparound support. So we provide support for that family literally to get back on their feet and get back into a property that they can call home. Is there a limit on how long they can stay in one of the houses? So no, there's no limit. We do a 3-month review to make sure everything's going okay every 3 months, but they can stay in that property for as long as they need to. Brilliant, yeah. And it must feel amazing for the family and for you guys to see when they finally get put into a home and they haven't had one for so long. It is phenomenal. And so the house we provide, we always want that to say to a family, welcome home. Yes. And we want them to be able to get the tools in the toolbox they need to be successful in the private market. We don't have a lot of community housing here, very, very little. There's not a huge amount of climate order properties going to be added to. And so we have to get people ready for the private market. Yeah. So we do that through a range of different ways. So one of the ways we do get people ready for the private market is through our Ready to Rent program. Right. So that's an educational program which teaches families everything they need to be successful in the private market. So it teaches them how their rights and responsibilities under the Residential Tenancies Act, how to present at a viewing, what happens if something goes wrong, how to be a good neighbour, maintaining your lawns and gardens, budgeting, money management, work and income packages. So what work and income can help you with when you get a property, fire safety in the home. We know there's been multiple total loss house fires here recently. So the importance of fire safety, smoke alarms, having a safe meeting place. And then we wrap up the program with a presentation from Wise Charitable Trust on healthy homes, so how to have a clean, warm, dry, ventilated, mold-free home, how to burp your house every day, get crossrow ventilation going, getting the moisture out of the property, which is going to look after the property, but is also going to look after whānau health. So burping a house, is that opening the windows or? Yeah, at both ends of the property to create that crossrow ventilation. Yeah. So we've had over 330 families come through the Ready to Rent program. So it's 2020. And how many houses do you guys have now? So we've got 14 houses. Right. And so we've had 330 families come through Ready to Rent program, and we've been able to house over 230 of those families. Fantastic. So and either through transitional housing with one of the 3 providers in Plymouth, which is us, Salvation Army and Women's Refuge, or and straight into a private rental. Wow. And by them being armed with all this wraparound service makes them more favourable to private landlords. Yeah, so we've worked, and along with work and income, worked really hard to ensure that landlords understand what it means when they see a Ready to Rent certificate attached to someone's application for a property, that they've actually taken the time to come and learn how to be a really awesome tenant. And we encourage landlords and property managers, if they want to come in and sit in on the information, to come in and just hear about what we do, what the content is. And so lots of different property managers come and sit in too. They'll probably find that your tenants are better prepared than your everyday tenants sometimes. Hopefully. Yeah, that's always so. Yeah. So we absolutely love the Ready to Rent program. Absolutely love it. So when a family gets a house, if things start to go wrong, we provide a service called the Sustaining Tenancy Service. Okay. So if transitional housing, the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, so the family is already homeless and we need to provide that house for them, Sustaining Tenancies is ambulance at the top of the cliff. Okay. So that is the family has a house, but something's going wrong. Right. So before they become homeless, we send a team in to work out what's going wrong, to rectify those issues and to sustain that tenancy, essentially end homelessness. Right, yeah, so that avoids them having to leave, yeah. And so how do you find out about those people? Is that through work and income or? Work and income could refer the hospital, right? Another service provider, and people can self-refer. So we have an I Need Help button on our website. Yeah. So families can reach out to us and say, look, I've got this situation going on. Can someone please help me? Right. One of our team will reach out to them. Okay, so you don't have to wait for an external referral. You can reach out to help yourself too. Yeah, excellent. That's good. I didn't know that. Yeah. What is Roderique Hope? Is it mean? Like, is it the name significant? Like, is there a meaning behind it? Absolutely. So when we started the trust back in 2016, one of the things that actually held us up launching was the name, because every time you type a name into the company's register, someone else has already pitched it. Yeah. And so Paul and Joy Russell and I, who started the trust, we sat down one night and I remember sitting in their lounge and really coming back to the core of why we were doing this. And so for Paul and Joy, one of the things that were really moved them as a couple was Paul's uncle Rod. Right. So Rod was a hero in the Rotorua community. Okay. Worked with a lot of homeless families, worked alongside service providers to support some of the most vulnerable families in his area. And he was diagnosed with cancer and died 3 weeks later. Oh, and so at the funeral, Paul and Joy were really, really challenged to continue Rod's legacy and to do something for their own community. Yeah. And so through a series of really crazy circumstances, we reconnected. I grew up with Paul and Joy, and as we kind of grew up through our teenage years and stuff, we sort of we had different groups of friends, and we reconnected as adults. And Paul just said, look, we really want to do something for our community. And so that night in their lounge, I said to Paul and Joy, what's the why? What's the why for you guys? Yeah. And he said, well, to be honest, we want to do something in Rod's memory. And I said, what was Rod's name? Yeah. And he's like, well, his name was Roderique. And I was like, this totally worked. Yeah. And so, and it just felt like the jigsaw piece fit there. Yeah. Roderique Hope Trust. They had good hope in there too. Yeah. And I think because Rod was a real hope carrier for his community, and that's what we wanted to be able to carry on in his legacy. Yeah. And then that your friends will feel like that, like that is the full piece of the puzzle. Yeah, they've done right by him. Yeah, right. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Is there a particular whānau or family story that stuck with you, like a journey that might have inspired, or one that you could talk about without giving too much detail? Yeah, there's a family we assisted a few years ago, and they were in a really desperate situation in South Taranaki. Mm-hmm. We were able to assist them to move up to one of our transitional houses in New Plymouth and assist the children to be able to transfer schools. And there was real serious health issues around rheumatic fever, which had come from overcrowding. Oh, and in the house, yeah. So rheumatic fever can sometimes, not all the time, but it can sometimes come from the effects of having too many people living in one area, which soaking up all the oxygen, and creates additional mold and moisture and all that kind of thing. And so we were able to support them into one of our transitional houses, and they got the best news. They did our Ready to Rent program. Yeah, got the best news ever just before Christmas last year, that they got their own rental property, which they're still thriving in today, which was fantastic.
And Mum has actually gone into full-time employment now, educating people around how to have a healthy home. So it's just, it gets me good. Yeah, it's just phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. We are just so blown away at the brave steps they took, the work they've done.
And taking adversity and staring that down the face and now like teaching other people from it. Like how good.
Oh, we've had some incredible ones, absolutely incredible ones. Equally, we've had some seriously disappointing losses. But our commitment is just to continue to walk alongside families so that they have a safe place to call home.
Because they come to you pretty traumatised, right? So you can't like a bit of education and expect that they're going to change.
A lot has happened for you to become homeless. A lot of really difficult and traumatic circumstances have happened. And so our team, look, what I often find myself saying is, we can't do transformative work with families if they don't have a roof over their head. So we have to have that roof over their head first to be able to get everything else in life.
Absolutely.
So we're whānau driven, we're whānau led, and so we work alongside a family to achieve their dreams and aspirations, not what we think they need.
It's got to so they can sustain it, right?
That's right. Yeah. And so what are the hopes and dreams? And a lot of families don't actually, they've been in crisis for so long, they don't realise that they can have hopes and dreams and hope and have aspirations for their life.
So how do you look past just hoping for somewhere to live, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, if those basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs aren't met, it's a really, really it's a difficult place to start. So a house is the lowest. Well, knowing where dinner's coming from that night, knowing that there's pajamas to wear to bed, knowing there's a bed to sleep in, knowing there's warm blankets, knowing there's a heater that when you go to turn it on, it's going to work and heat.
So that it alleviates so much worry for them of that day to day.
So transitional housing is a really, really important service for our community.
Absolutely. And really need that with the private houses that you have that you rent, that those locals believe in what you do as well to be providing that.
Yeah, I'm really glad you touched on that, Anna, because for us, it's not I never want it to be a transactional relationship with our homeowners. Without our homeowners, there's no transitional housing.
No.
And so it's so important for us for us that they understand the impact they are making. By leasing their property to us
and trusting and just knowing that it's going to be the home that turns people's lives around. And more than once, quite likely.
That's right. That's right. I mean, the property that Paul and Joy purchased when we first started this, next year we will have leased for 10 years.
Wow.
So, so many families have gone through that property and have and are thriving now.
That's so cool. All because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the mahi you guys do. That's amazing. Michelle, what are some common myths about homelessness or housing insecurity that you wish more people understood?
I think probably one of the biggest things that homelessness doesn't just look like someone sleeping rough on the street. So some of the whānau we work with, we would call them the hidden homeless. So they're families that they're sleeping in cars, they're sleeping in garages, they're moving from house to house because they don't actually have anywhere secure or safe to call home. So the general public potentially don't see it, but it's happening. Another myth is that they've made bad choices or they don't want to work, and that's simply not true. So for many of the families that we're supporting, sometimes some of them are working multiple jobs just to try and survive, just to try and keep the boat afloat. They maybe are in a rental property that is too expensive for what they can afford. And it's and I think this goes for any of us. It just can take just one thing to go wrong.
Absolutely.
A death in a family, a rent increase, an illness, a relationship breakdown, and the wheels can start to fall off. And so
for someone that never expected they could end up in that situation, or it can happen to any one of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but with the right support and with stable housing and with what we call intensive wraparound support, we can start to work out what's fallen over and start to put those pieces back together.
Yes, the family. And help them get back on their feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now that you've been underway for a wee while, there's a few more services that you provide as well, Roderique?
Yes, so we one of the services we have, which is actually privately funded, is called a Community Connector service.
Okay.
And so over COVID, Taranaki had 48 Community Connector contracts, which were disestablished by the government. And we knew firsthand and saw firsthand the impact that those services made. And so I worked with a private funder, which we were able to land in 2024.
Right.
So a community connector, our community connector literally works with a family anywhere on the housing continuum, right from rough sleeping right through if their goals were home ownership.
Right, yeah.
So they're working with the families that fall between the cracks. So maybe they're not homeless, they don't meet the criteria for transitional housing. Maybe they don't have a rental, so that they don't meet the criteria for sustaining tenancies. But there's this huge cohort, and actually our Community Connect service is one of our busiest services.
Right.
It's constantly at capacity of people who just don't meet the criteria of other services.
So this is for them, because you got to have one of those, right?
But they have a massive need.
Yeah.
A massive need.
So they're the ones you're talking about, people that might be sleeping in their cars or staying at friends' houses and moving garages and those sorts of things.
Yeah, but they desperately want the stability of a place to call home. And so our Community Connector works with them.
What do they do?
To establish that. So the Community Connector works alongside them to establish what is achievable and what their dreams and aspirations are for where they would like to live. So that could be that maybe they want to go flatting with, maybe they want to, maybe their options are that they need to do a social housing assessment and go to a climate audit property.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that they want to find more permanent work or more hours to be able to afford a flat for themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we struggle with locally in terms of housing is housing for singles and housing for retirees.
Yeah.
And so being able to rent a 1 or 2 bedroom property is hugely expensive. But if you're on your own and you don't want to live with other people, it can be completely unaffordable.
Yeah, because there's a lot of money. And then for those retired people who don't necessarily have that income anymore and, don't get a lot on the old pension these days.
No, that's right. Not compared to the cost of living.
No, not at all. My mum says you have to call it a super, not a pension.
No, right.
Okay, and any other services?
Yeah, so we run a number. We also work alongside families who are living in motels. So
there's quite a lot. Is there quite a lot living in motels?
The last information generally anywhere between 20 to 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It depends. Or it depends on the scale of New Zealand. Yeah. Probably not particularly high, but any family that doesn't have a place to call home is one family too many, 100% in my view. So.
Yeah, totally.
We run a number of projects during the year as well. So we run back to school packs in January for kids. So education is obviously hugely important.
But the cost of getting them back to school is sometimes too horrific.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and we want children to have everything they need to be able to fully participate in the classroom. So we provide lunchbox, school bag, drink bottle, uniforms, shoes. We've done Chromebooks.
Yeah, wow.
B cards.
And sometimes you put a call out to the community to help contribute towards those.
Yep.
Is it quite overwhelming?
It is phenomenal. We live in such a generous community too. So this year we were able to provide that to 40 children in the community.
Yeah.
And across winter we do our jackets project. Yes. And so this year we were able to give out 230 jackets to kids across the community. So that is a second-hand or brand new jacket that is given to children to be able to get them to school on the dry.
Brilliant, yeah. And then they can wear that anytime they like too. Yeah.
Christmas time we run a children's gifts project. So last year we gave gifts to 830 children.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's supported by local businesses and churches.
Is that on top of Operation Blue Centre?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Christmas time is a really busy time. December is a really busy time of the year for us. So we do our mum and dad gift box project. So that is a gift box full of hygiene items, anything you would like to see in a little gift box for you at Christmas time.
Yeah.
And we also do grandparents raising grandchildren too.
Yeah, because that's quite a thing now too, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, more common than you realise. Yep.
Also, you have these bags, which we can hold up there, hopefully to the camera. So
These one of our grab and go bags.
So these are supplied by the community.
Correct. So we partner with City West Church with these bags, and they are for a child who is in crisis.
Yep.
It could be through the police, could be through Women's Refuge, could be through housing crisis. And so it has soft toy. It has something to play with. It has toothbrush and toothpaste. It's a jammy, or some brand new jammy, chippies. It's got a activity book, and so everything a child needs, along with a full set of clothes. Yes, for 24 hours.
That's cool. So if they have to be uplifted suddenly, or they're in a situation where they don't have anything,
or move suddenly, or
and what does that mean to the child to be given their own bag of stuff?
It means the world to the it means the world to the parents too.
Yeah,
that the child's got everything they need for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I think over the last 18 months, we've given out over 170 bags, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is also shocking with the number of kids who have been in a situation that have needed that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So another project we run is Operation Blue Centre. So that's our big project for the year. So this year we'll be putting together 600 food parcels in conjunction with the police family harm team and local social services, so that it gives frontline police the opportunity to have a preventative visit with a family.
Yeah.
Rather than it be crisis calls,
so courtesy check-in with this basket of goodies.
Having to deliver bad news, arrest a perpetrator, issue a summons, something like that. It gives police the ability to be able to build relationship and have a positive conversation with.
It must be so well received though at that time of the year as well.
Yeah, so we'll have around 80, or probably more than that this year, probably around 100 volunteers who will assist us to pack in around 20 tonnes of food.
That's a lot.
And then pack 600 food parcels in one day, and then ship them all out to police across the Taranaki region and to social services.
Wow.
For delivery for Christmas.
So then do they go on all the police cars and then they just get delivered off? That's amazing.
Yeah.
How long has that one been going for?
We started that in 2016 as well. So this is actually our 10th year.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, 10 years of Blue Santa this year, which is really exciting.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
It's so many amazing things that you do. I feel like we could talk for hours, but we do need to wrap up soon. But before we wrap up, shall we talk about Stephanie Murray Mortgages?
Yeah, yes, I'd love to.
Because she's been we've podcasted with Steph before, and she's talked about how important her work with Roderique Hope is, but she's been pretty instrumental as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Steph was first introduced to me in 2016 by John Finnewario, and I can quite honestly say my life changed since since Steph has come into it. So we actually just ran our 14th fundraising event on Saturday night, Noir Blanc. And so far over the past 10 years, Steph has actually raised over $207,000 for us.
That's huge, eh?
So that money supports families when they turn up on a doorstep and they need support and need help, and we can't get the practical needs that they need met any other way.
Yeah.
And Steph has been absolutely fundamental in being able to support families in their darkest hour.
Yeah, and she's so generous with it as well.
She's an angel. Absolute community champion.
She really is. She is. Yeah, and she thinks of you like a sister. She told us that in the podcast.
Yeah, no. Same goes.
Yeah, she's pretty special.
Yeah.
So, what you guys do for the community is incredible, and such a need for it. And we're so grateful for what you do for our people, but also grateful to all support you guys get that enables you to do that.
Thanks, Ella. It's such a privilege. It's an absolute privilege to be able to serve our community in the way we do. And, our goal, our mission is that every whānau in Taranaki is a safe place to call home.
Yeah.
And so we'll keep pushing and striving and supporting families to be able to achieve that mission.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thanks, Anna.
We'll catch you next time on Lemon Drop.
Cool.
Yeah.